Hey y'all, subscribe or like to this channel. I don't know if the subscribe is here or there. Um, the like buttons as well or dislike. It's up to you. Comment, no comment. Leave any comment you want. I will respond to them basically. Anyways, um, the World Cup. We finally have the full playoff picture of the round of 16, basically. So we have the Netherlands versus USA, and in that same tier bracket, Argentina and Australia versus Australia. And then you have in that same sort of tier as well too, Japan versus Croatia and Brazil versus South Korea. Now that's going to be an interesting one to see. So U.S. versus Netherlands. If the U.S. were to beat the Netherlands, they most likely will be going against Argentina. Now, sorry, Australia, but you're not going to win against Argentina. Um, so if the U.S. wins against the Netherlands, of course they'll be going against Messi. Can they get past them? No, they will not get past them. Japan versus Croatia. That's going to be an interesting one. I want to say the winner of that will be Japan. I think they might upset the way they've played, specifically against Germany and Spain, and how they adapt to from the first half into the second half. If they are able to keep the score 0-0 or 1-0, or they're up by 1-0 or down by 1-0, I think they can adapt in the second half and go forward with that. Brazil versus South Korea. I mean, it's a given. That's a Brazilian one. I mean, if South Korea does something that Japan does and follows that what they do, they might be able to. But in reality, no, they're not. So here's what I'm saying in the first round: U.S., Argentina, Japan, and Brazil on that side. On the other side, it's England versus Senegal. England versus Senegal is going to be an interesting one. I would say it's going to be mostly England, of course. I mean, Senegal shows some depth, but it's going to be England. France versus Poland. That's a given. It's France. It's going to be France, of course. Morocco versus Spain. That's an interesting one. The fact that the way Spain played against Japan, Japan exposed their weakness as well as Germany when Germany played against Spain. Morocco, if they could capitalize on those weaknesses, then yeah, they'll beat Spain. But in reality, I think Morocco is not as strong as I think they are, so it's definitely going to be Spain. Portugal versus Switzerland. That I think for sure is going to be Portugal. I mean, if Switzerland beats Portugal, it's Ronaldo's last game. I think Portugal's going to go all, and they're going to try the best they can to get Ronaldo into at least the finals. So in that side, it'll be basically England, France, Spain, Portugal. So again, the first round winners would be the U.S., Argentina, Japan, Brazil, England, France, Spain, Portugal. Now, between the U.S. and Argentina all the way, of course, because it's Messi's last game as well too. Messi's last cup, they're going to go all out. And plus, the U.S. is not as talented as they think they are. Plus, the other factor is they're young. They're young enough and fast enough, but they're not as gritty enough as Argentina. So, plus Argentina, I think they're on a sort of revenge spree, or it's the beast has been woken, or the Kraken has been released. When they released the Kraken when Saudi Arabia beat Argentina, I think Argentina is just going to beat the U.S. 2-1 or 1-0, basically that aspect. Japan versus Brazil. I hate to say it, but Brazil is going to win. I mean, Japan, knowing how good they are, they can adapt in the second half. The problem is, I think Brazil is going to score 2 goals in the first half, and I think Japan won't be able to recover from that. So in that case, it's going to be definitely Argentina versus Brazil in that perspective in the semifinals. And the other end of the semifinals, basically, where it's England versus France. Mbappe and France are going to do what they're going to do based on what they did in 2018. It'll be France again and there. Spain and Portugal. It's going to be easy. Not easy. It's not going to be easy as I think it would be. It's going to be a tricky one. This is the tricky one. I don't know exactly. I want to say Portugal, but my gut is telling me it's going to be Spain. So in the quarterfinals will be England versus France, Spain versus Portugal, and in the quarterfinals or in the semifinals it will be France versus Spain. I'm hoping it's France versus Portugal. But in that situation, France versus Spain, France going into the finals. I think France is going into the finals in this situation. If it was France against Portugal, I think Ronaldo could keep Mbappe in check, but the problem is the rest of the team. Basically, I don't think Portugal can stack up against France in that situation, specifically the goalies. So I think no matter what, France is definitely in the finals for sure on that side. On the opposite end, Brazil versus Argentina. I want to say Brazil because Brazil should make it into the finals, but like I said, because the fact that the loss Argentina faced against Saudi Arabia, I think the Kraken was released. I think the beast has awoken because of that, and I think they will go to the finals. So I think ultimately it will be Argentina versus France in the finals. Now, who wins in the finals? I think because it's Messi's last game, I think the Argentinian team will do anything and everything they can. And the fact that just like Maradona with the hand of God, basically type of thing, I think in this situation that there's going to be some kind of controversy that's going to be as a result, but Argentina is going to eke out the win against France. So honestly, I think the winner of the World Cup in this situation will be Argentina. I want to say France, to be quite honest. Ideally, I would like to say it would be USA, but the US is not passing Argentina in the quarterfinals. If they can beat Netherlands, I think that's a good stepping stone for the 2026 World Cup. Outside of that, that's my take. So basically, as I said before, I should put it up here, but it's the US versus Argentina, Japan versus Brazil. U.S. Loses to Argentina, so Argentina wins. Japan loses to Brazil, so it's Brazil gonna against Argentina in the semifinals, and Argentina beats Brazil to get to the finals. On the other opposite end, it will be England versus France in the quarterfinals, where England beats Senegal and France beats Poland. England and France. France, I think it will be too much, especially Mbappe. I think Kane is just not going to be able to live up to the expectations. And France and Mbappe gets into the semifinals, where I think it's going to be Spain versus Morocco. Spain versus Morocco. I think Spain's going to beat Morocco. Portugal and Switzerland. I mean, I think it's a given that Portugal is going to beat Switzerland, and it's going to come down to Spain versus Portugal in the semifinals to get into the semifinals. And I think in that situation, I hate to say it, but I think Spain will beat Portugal because Portugal will not know how to capitalize on Spain's weaknesses like Japan did. And I honestly think in that situation between Spain and France, like Japan, they will learn from Japan and they will exploit Spain's weaknesses. Their defense is not that strong. France will be able to exploit it, and I think they'll go into the finals. And then between Argentina and Brazil, again, I would say it's going to be Argentina, though it should be Brazil, I believe. But I think it's in the situation there's going to be something, and I think ultimately between Argentina and France, the winner of that will be definitely Argentina because of the fact I think there's going to be a slight controversy that's going to occur, that's going to be favored towards Argentina, and I think because of Messi's last World Cup, they'll go all out for him. I mean, there's a debate between whether Ronaldo is the best, or is Messi the best. Honestly, it's a case of what you decide. Based on the numbers show Ronaldo should be better than Messi, but I think it's more of when it comes to heart, Messi is there by far compared to Ronaldo, and I think when push comes to shove, I think Messi far outshines Ronaldo in the situation. And outside of that, that's pretty much it. Again, unfiltered, unedited, and unrehearsed. Until next time.